So, what are we doing here again?
I wanted to try to have my armor repaired and maybe made stronger. Because of Oso.
Well, roll initiative. Let me go Whereat's initiative too. What? What the hell?
Called it.
I don't understand. Okay, you rolled the wrong one, but yeah, what? What is happening? That actually has importance for what's going to happen on Saturday.
Indeed it has.
I mean, that's just a sign of doom.
Well, at least we know at least of 2 characters that are going to die.
I'm going to roll a lot of numbers today then. So, orcs did not leave the bar. They're still there.
Where's the
Filtering out? No, they're not filtering out. Roll a d100. So, day hasn't passed. It's still the same day.
Well, would have been surprised if it did pass.
What did you guys do once it ended? Like, you went back to your room, you ate your meal. I think that's where we stopped.
That's where my part of it stopped, so yeah.
And the ill portents.
And then
so I mean, now
everything.
what? I mean, you're just chilling.
I just take off my piece of armor that's broken, and I take a look at it like, well, for one I gotta have to get this fixed and make it stronger at the same time. Well, gonna do that.
She's prodding at your skin. It's like, well, that's half the problem.
True. Well, I don't know much about draconic stuff yet, so...
She's not going to teach you right now.
Well, I'm off to the... then. Prove.
Okay. She's gonna stay. She's going to stay. She's going to let you have your own adventure. So
I'll walk into
you walk in Kruv's office, or his shop, and you see that he's got new hands. Are you surprised, or are you not? Because remember, last time you saw this elf, he was fully covered. He had the full ranger attire. Now he's like shirtless, and his hair's going wilder, and he's got piercings.
Well, you changed a lot since last time I met you.
Then it's like, he's got that, it's like, ah, yes. You don't know what it's like to be liberated from years of tradition.
Well, I haven't had to live years of tradition yet, so I wouldn't know.
It's like, so yeah, sadly, you were created. You weren't really born into a real life. Sad story.
Well, I've sort of come to terms with it.
Okay. Like, as anyone should. Anyway, you're probably not here to discuss pleasantries.
I came actually
He is going to charge you high price. Roll d20. What? Alright, whatever. I don't know why you're being so lucky today. So that's like 2 favor. Not even that much.
Could you possibly make my armor stronger so it can resist Oso's claw?
It's like,
talents?
let's see. It's like, yes. Because you're looking at it, it's like, what shoddy person fixed this the first time?
An orc.
And he shakes his head, it's like, orcs. They're good, they're not that good.
It had to be repaired, so... It was
well,
either
it doesn't
that...
have to be repaired, it's you wanted it to be repaired. But that's just semantics. Yes, I will fix it. And we'll try to fortify it. And Kruv just like, he's doing things, because remember, they're all busy. They're all extra work. But he like drops what he's doing and he approaches you. And he's like looking at you. And he just inhales and it's like he's doing little laps around you. Like, he goes this way, stops here, and then goes back the other way.
Alright then, why the hell are you doing this?
Okay. So he's got a grim smile. It's like, you're different from before. Definitely... And he's trying to put his finger on it, and then it comes to him. It's like, So he just reaches out. It's like, he reaches out, and he's like, remember, you're not wearing the top of your armor, right? So you're just bare-chested.
Yeah.
So he reaches out, and like you could tell, like his hand, his right hand, has claws on it. So he like puts it against your skin, and it's like, you know, I can help you with your problem.
Depends on what problem you are talking about.
It's like, good, then I will just proceed. So he doesn't even wait for confirmation. Like, he starts digging into your flesh and writing things into it. D100, can you withstand the pain of having your flesh written upon? No. So it's not. He's not being gentle with this. He's like, he's ripping and tearing to make patterns.
Well, why the hell are you even doing this?
It takes him a while. It takes him a good couple of minutes to get it all done, and all the while, you're not exactly comfortable with any of this. Elsmith's opinion, he's oblivious. He's just he's focused on his task of fixing your armor and reforging it and making it stronger. Okay,
why the hell did you even do this, Groove?
So he's ignoring your questions. He's focused more on the task at hand. So you're asking all these questions like, why are you doing this? What are you doing? And he's just saying, nope. It's better that I get this done quickly and efficiently than answer your fool questions.
Alright then.
Wouldn't Sains be like screaming in pain?
No, he's in pain, but it's like he's asking, when he asks his questions, he's asking in a way that's like, you're in pain. And so he's asking very angrily, why are you doing this and all that. Then he just like slams his hand, because he's made sort of a, let's see, roll a d4. Let's look at what type of pattern he just drew in your chest.
But it's a
It is a three-dimensional pattern. So,
Right then.
Let's see. Roll a d3. It is something that looks like, it's like a boxy pattern. It's three-dimensional, but it's like, it's really hard to look at because it's three-dimensional, plus it's mostly made of squares. So just trying to wrap your head around that is just getting weird. But it's he like taps the center of it and it starts to glow.
What was that?
And then he's got a wide smirk on his face. It's like, if you thought that first part was painful, well, this part's gonna feel a lot worse. So, do you even have time to sigh or respond or anything? D100.
No.
Nope, not at all. So you're like, what? And then just shock. Let's see, very painful. I feel like a part of your chest is getting ripped out.
Oh.
Do you cry out in pain, or he's 2 D100s? Let's see.
Well.
So you cry out in pain and you hit the ground. Like you hit, do a D2. Are you falling forward or falling backwards? You are falling backwards, so you fall like towards the door. And Crew's got that cold, those cold. He's smirking, and he's got the cold eyes of just he's observing. It's like, well, I did tell you this was going to be painful.
Can I even talk because of the pain?
Sure.
Really I can.
Okay. So what are you talking, screaming at him, or what? Wait, are you asking him anything?
No, I'm not really saying anything.
So you're talking, but you're crying out in pain because it hurts like a lot. It's like, he is going to answer the question. It's like, if you must know, this is magical runes. Your powers are a bit stymied, unnatural. I blame the Black Dragons. I guess they didn't want you becoming a threat with magic. They wanted you for a specific purpose. So I just added a few extra things to your skin. Maybe now you'll focus a little more efficiently. Of course, it has to bind to your, how do we say, essence to do so?
I'm just like laying there like...
So do d6. So it takes about a few minutes for it to stop hurting. Like it's on there, and then a few minutes, and then the pain goes away in a few minutes. Can you move? Yes, you can move. So you can move. Is it still painful? No. So the pain subsides, and you can just move again normally. But now you have this pattern etched into your skin, and it glows. Do do 2d3s. Let's see the color. Let's see, so that's red and yellow, so orange. That's glowing a strange orange color on the, so it's orange on, so it just looks kind of ugly. Because it's orange, but your skin is a dark blue, so. And are you going to comment on that at all?
Great. Now I'll have to find something to cover it up while sneaking around.
And he like pushes you, he like shoves you on the chest. It's like, oh, quit whining. Just you adventurous in your aesthetics.
What? Sneak around. If I have a glowing thing on me, I'm most likely going to be noticed.
Then he puts he picks up an object and he puts it close to your chest, and you see that it's glowing, but it's not producing light.
Oh, well.
So, like, he's cutting it closer. It's like, it doesn't produce light over a distance. So long as you keep it covered, they won't see it.
Yeah. Well, at least I'll have my armor on most of the time.
So the elfsmith is like, if your display is done, your armor's back, and was he able to modify it? Yes, so he was able to fortify it. It's like, your armor is fortified and ready to go. Okay, what is your armor rating right now? You have a max lay of 28, right?
I think so, yeah.
Well, let's say you have 24. Let's see, so new armor upgrades, you got it for a cheap price, which is you get to, so you now have strategic plate 2.
Nice.
Okay, so how do I want to do this though? No, so each level you do not get a new bonus. Like, only once you get to level 5 plate do you get another modifier.
Nice.
So every 5 levels of plate, and there's no requirements to get level 10 plate. There's just, you can go straight for it. It's just, but you can only once per session can you actually go see a smith. And remember, you can only do one major action to your equipment per session. So you can only upgrade either weapon, armor, magical abilities, and that type of stuff. Like, if it's equipment, you can only upgrade one piece of equipment per session.
Alright.
So just keep that one in mind. So you have a strategic plate 2, which gives you 1.1. So since you have 20, let me do the math. That's 24 times 1.1. So now you have a total of 27 armor. Your armor went up. Your armor went up by 3 points, but it's better than nothing. So there, your armor's repaired.
Is there a place where I could fix my clothes?
So he's kind of sure that it can handle being pierced by Oso, but he's not entirely sure. So he's got a smile on his face, and it's like, well, you're just gonna have to test that theory, aren't you?
Well, I'll probably find out soon enough.
Alright.
Did the favor already get minused? Or do I still have to do it?
Yeah, you already managed your favor, so you're good to go.
At that point I just ask, like, where could I get my cloak fixed? And I show them the smiley face on it.
Okay. So Krug just grabs it, and he works his chrono magic on it. And you see the cloak, the rips start to basically mend themselves, and then he just tosses it back to you.
Well, forgot you could
And
do
he's
that.
got kind of that frown. It's like, are we done here? We have other things to do than worry
we're
about just
done.
one customer.
We're done.
So you just move on.
I move on back to the tavern.
Okay.
Back to Osa.
And you could tell, like, you can tell from the tone of voice that they're overworked. Also, I mean, even though there's two of them, it's still there was a lot of armor that needed repairing.
Oh, well.
Because look how many more soldiers they have to wear. Like before the card, there weren't that many, and they didn't really see much combat. Now, you have a whole army, or you have a rough army of different varying styles of armor. Each one with their own demands, each one with their own wants and needs. So they're getting more work than they cut out for. So you might have to hire on more help. Well, I did say earlier, I mean, we don't have the resources to manage this many people, and this is one of the showcases of it. The blacksmiths are all overworked. The tavern is always crowded. Well, for now,
Well.
till they move to the barracks, but yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah.
Alright,
I
so,
walk back into the
Annabelle.
room.
Where was Annabelle anyway? Oh, with Squirtle.
Yeah, I was thinking of asking the shamans to help me both check if Squirtle has any of those markings and remove them if he does.
So yes, it's like they will definitely pay. Just she doesn't. Once she gave her information, she goes back to like she's very recluse. She doesn't like. She's in the middle of her burnt chamber. So she had to remember. She had to purge the whole thing because the dark magic was starting to spread. So she had to basically burn it out, purify the chamber, and rebuild a new one. Okay, so the 5 shamans will help, and it's more out of, if we don't help each other, then what type of shamans are we? So I said it's like, we help all people, not just our own.
It's a good philosophy to have.
It's like, well, if we were to be humble, it was not the way before. Only through conflict have we learned that it is the only way.
Conflict does that to you.
And so, he's asking you to, join the pattern. So do you know where you need to be to join the pattern? Bingo. So they're going to call on the ancestors again, upon nature. Let's see, what is the... So you can see the other elder in the pack, and he's got, instead of incense now he's got like a vial. Let's see.
I wonder what that is, but don't ask.
It's another strange orange liquid.
It's actually like a potion of fire.
Yeah. It's like, So he's going to explain what it is. It's like, this is a spirit concoction. This will allow us to look within the creature's mind as a group. Let's see,
Nifty.
so he's not going to ask for consent, though. So, are you going to try to ask for his consent? Because he's going to do it either way.
I say, Squirtle, I don't know what's going to happen, but we have to do this to fix you.
Okay. So, and he kind of nods his head.
I pet him.
Okay, so... And so he doesn't wait for preamble. This time he just grabs it, like he grabs it. It looks like It's got a long neck, and then it's got a bulbous body for a bottle. And then he just grabs it by the head, flips it upside down, and throws it. Impact. What? It's not a good reaction. So it impacts, and Squirtle like immediately goes into a cry of pain and hits the ground. Like on his, like he just all his legs fall out from underneath him, and he just hits the ground.
Is that supposed to happen?
It's like, sadly, yes. We have to put him into a dream state in order for him to be able to contact the spirits.
Okay.
So it's like it's like, have no fear. We will do our best not to hurt him, but his corruption may be deep.
Yes.
So, like he's motioning to two of the shamans to look him over real fast, see if they can find any discernible extra markings on the outside. They find none. So, which means the markings are internal, which is more dangerous to try and remove.
Yep.
So, and they have no discernible way to look internally because his musculature is so thick that it's like. One of the orc shamans, like, the obvious ways to cut him open, but such a way would be highly unorthodox plus dangerous, and no guarantee that we can either put him back together or get rid of the symbols. So they're looking for any other option. I mean, like, they're running out of time. The sleep state won't last forever.
Would I be able to do an internal search?
You could try with your life magic.
Let's give it a go.
Alright, so no, you can't feel it, because again, the physiology is a little different. You've never actually tried it on one of these.
Okay.
See, it's shaman, and the shamans can't find anything either. It's So and they're also unsure. It's like, are you sure this creature is corrupted?
He was controlled by them.
Okay. Well, it's like, then there must be some sort of control agent. So, and it's like, but they're running out of thought. I mean, they're running out of ideas. Like, okay, what could have controlled him? If it wasn't physical, then what?
Could it be like mental, completely mental?
D100. So you remember touching the mind, and you also remember that, his words were very stilted and halted. So do another D100. It's like, so you link that supposition with, maybe it's a mental dominating force. So now you're looking within his mind to decide, let's see. So, and everyone else catches on. It's like, yes, maybe that's the case. So they're all catching on, and again, they don't find anything. At least not the shamans. Do you find anything, though? Like, he doesn't seem corrupted. I mean, this, however they controlled him, it's probably more insidious than a standard mind domination or physical domination.
What else is there?
Okay. So, I mean, what else could there be? So, and you run out of time. So he starts to wake up. And he's got that sad questioning look on it, like, why did you do that?
We were looking for something. Couldn't find it.
Okay. So, and then it gives like a nod. So he rises to his full height. But he's not going anywhere.
Okay.
And the shamans are like, I'm sorry, I guess we couldn't find whatever was corrupting him. Just, you'll have to deal with that bridge when you find it, sadly.
Okay.
And so they go back to where they were. So now what?
Now that that's over.
Just also note that if you take that free upgrade, if you take that, it's not free, you have to pay for it, but if you take that upgrade now, you will not have it on Saturday. It's part of the procedure. I just need to have like a checklist now. of who did what during the week. Well, I do have a checklist called the action report. So I think I'm literally going to have like a case file for each one of you. Just to see exactly who did what during the week.
I guess Annabelle, after that sort of thing, would go to Troik to see if there's anything that needs to be done around.
Do you guys want to be able to see the week file, or do you want to not?
Just keep it to yourself.
Okay, but no, actually, this is like... I'll let
Or
you guys
just-
see it. It's one of those,
just
because it tells you
probably
what you
just
did
to-
during the week.
Yeah, just to the player that did it. That's probably the better.
Okay, yeah, so each player... Oh, so it's individual, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so... And probably you guys want edit powers, so you can actually... Well, try not to abuse them. Don't make me regret this. This is week 2. Grimald... What did Grimald do yesterday?
Try to sell the shield.
Oh yeah, so...
Ended up mounting it on a
Purified
tower.
a shield. What was that it? I mean, everything else was just standard. He didn't do any... He didn't do his 1 week. He didn't do his weekly upgrade.
No.
Right?
No, shouldn't have done it.
Okay, so he was so focused on getting the shield prepped and ready. Okay, so Annabelle, what have you done this week?
Got rid of that evil thing in my head.
So, week 2. Cleanse self of darkness. That's kind of what it was, right? Well, it wasn't exactly you. It was, well, no, it's still the same thing. You cleanse yourself of darkness.
With help.
So, besides that, so you also did not do your weekly upgrade yet. Right?
No.
We are not energetic today in any sort of fashion. What the hell is happening?
Well.
It's like you guys are like dead on your feet. Are you guys like distracted? What's going on?
I am trying to think of what a weekly upgrade could be for me.
Well, you only have a couple choices, and that's either your weapons or your armor, or one of your abilities. You only got 3 options, so it's like, how are you having a hard time choosing when there's only 3 options to choose from?
Well.
Because they're all very important options.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, man, it's not that hard. So, week 2 for Sains, you got the armor upgrade. And you also have the chest sigil. So now you can try to, well, at least, did it give you any parting words? Okay, so so you can try and ask also how it works. So you'll probably notice it. I mean, it's an orange glowing thing.
She probably sees it even. Most likely that she sees it.
And I did not get my armor upgrade at all, which is mine is a little different. I don't really have armor. That's the problem. I have to go see like doctors and stuff.
Yeah.
There are 2 wear-outs.
Is there?
Oh yeah,
Are there
one
2
in
wear-outs?
front and one next to the pond.
Well, let's just get rid of that one because I think that one was a mistake. So I mean, now what? I'll still go last. Doesn't matter what I roll. When the game decides what your position is, that's it. It's no deliberation.
Apparently.
Okay, so Annabelle, you're near Troik. Why?
I was going to ask him what form of assistance he might need.
It's like, no, we have everything in hand. Just burying the dead. cleaning up the mess. Well, you have a lot more hands now. That makes it easier.
Yep. We may have to call a meeting at some point on our
Yes,
future plans.
we're going to have to. With all that's been happening. It's like, plus it'll give me an opportunity to say I have bad news of my own that I must spread among the ranks, but not here. So, and he's gonna he's not gonna wait. He's like, the War Council's gonna happen actually in a few minutes. So if you wish to participate, I suggest you follow me. So he starts heading to the main barracks building, which is somewhere you've never been. Troll Chief's gonna be there, along with his pack leader. The Elven diplomat. Where is the Elven?
The Elven leader doesn't.
Speaking of which, he doesn't actually have a we need something to differentiate him from the standard issue rank and file.
You could give him like a symbol or something.
Hold on, I'm working on it. Not too fancy, not too elaborate, but close enough. This reminds me of Warcraft. Wait, hear me out. You mean you would kill me just because I'm purple and have pointy ears? Yeah, seems about right. Ooh, I like that one. Let's do that. Sets them apart. So, what is the original health? Not that much. So is he more rugged than that? Yeah, of course he is. So that's one of the reasons why he ended up the leader. Remember, he got the leader because his previous commander was killed.
Well.
And in his words, his previous commander was an arrogant and foolish warrior.
Not just his words.
I mean, for one, he died. He died when he could have easily lived. We're not going with that name because that name's weird. I was thinking about it, but it's like, no, that's not it. Lemus? Really? Okay, go with it. Hey, by trade, he is not a standard. Like, for one, you didn't really get a good look at him. Remember, now that they're starting to break away from the bands of tradition, they're starting to more of their personality and more of their style is starting to come out from being covered up by robes.
Oh.
So now you see that this particular elf he only has one eye.
An elven
and
pirate.
He's got face paint. He's got strategic straps, and he looks like he's a hunter. He's not like a standard. With him, and he had picked up the wolf recently, while he was traveling through the forest. One of the few living animals that's in the area that's not corrupted by darkness. At least he's pretty sure it's not corrupted by darkness. So, he's here with his wolf, and he's in a chair, but he's got that, he's ready to burst from the chair and fight if he has to. So, and then there's Troik. The shamans aren't going to be there. Hay's going to be there, because I guess she's got important news. She's probably going to share all those theories with the group as well. Engineers? No. None of the Smiths are going to be there. Because they're too busy, they don't have the time to spare. Whereat's not going to be there. They're working on the trophy wall. Get everything situated.
You want to be there?
Sains, are you going to be
even
there?
know anything about it?
What?
Maybe the better question.
You're creeping down in volume.
Do I know anything about it?
You're still creeping down in volume.
God the fucking bloody hell. Well, that's not that. Do I know anything about it?
About they'll do 100.
I
Like
think I
I
do.
mean, just from being in the bar, like you're walking into the bar and you see that the orc chief is leaving to go somewhere, and he's got that look of something is happening. So, did you like just tail him there?
No, I'm not.
No, you don't care.
I don't think I'm going to be there.
Okay, so you're not gonna care. So the only one who's gonna be informed in the group is Annabelle. Everyone else is just not giving a fuck. So Annabelle's gonna be the one to distribute all the knowledge once
Well,
she gains it.
James wanted to go back to Osa, so
Yep. So he's got his own initiative. So back to the matter. So you see, like some of these faces are familiar. The one that's not familiar is the new elf. So let me actually do his name. And the orc chieftain, he will never have a name. Like he just sticks with being called the orc chieftain, troll warlord, whatever you want to call him. But he doesn't have. He doesn't. Like, he's not arrogant enough to say, I have, like, this grandiose name and it's better than everyone, or any of that. He doesn't even like a name. In a way, he's very humble with it. It's like, I am simply a war chief. It doesn't matter who
Rick.
I am or what my name is.
Just
It's really my
before
deeds
you-
that I'm measured by.
Rick, just before you start, I'm gonna tell you in half an hour I'm gone, so...
Okay. You can just go now.
Well... I still want to hear it.
Okay, well, you're not going to be able to know it, though.
I don't know it in character.
So you're just curious.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It-
Alright.
Is the troll chieftain somehow related to my ex-roommate?
D100. Wait, to your ex-roommate? Why?
Because she didn't have a name either.
Okay, no, that's not like that. You're gonna find that a bit common in hospitality, that they're just those who decide to forego whatever names they had because they don't deem it as important information. I mean, where some of us do deem a name like this is your title, other people are like, it's not gonna matter. The title's not gonna stop a blade. It's not gonna stop a bullet. So what's the point of me knowing it?
Well,
Or maybe
it
there's
can,
like
nothing
history
will.
that they don't want to recover. Plenty of reasons. So it's not so outlandish not to have a name. Okay, War Council. So Troika's doing the usual ceremonies, like, glad that you all could get here on short notice. And the elf's kind of sarcastic, which is kind of strange because you wouldn't expect an elf to be sarcastic. It's like, short notice? That was 5 minutes ago. That's really short notice.
I like him.
Yeah, so Troik's opinion is like, well, this needed to happen now. I couldn't wait too long. And then Limus is like, well, get on with it then. And then so the troll chief is like, easy. We're all friends here. No need to be at each other's throats. And so Limus is like, he's honest. It's like, I just saw a lot of my people die. I'm not exactly in the best of moods right now. And it's like, and then the troll chief like gets in his face, and it's like, you're not the only one to have losses.
I put my staff in between them.
Okay. And no, they're dead. Like the blade is in between them, but they're still like glaring at each other.
The only way we can face this is united.
And it's like, of that I have my doubts. That's the elf speaking.
I bonk him on the head.
Okay. So it's like you're about to, but he stops them. He stops at mid-flow. It's like, if you want to keep those hands of yours, you're not going to do that again.
We have to work together. Don't be a fool.
It's like I am no fool, but I see what's in front of us. It's like unlike you, I was spending my time observing as we did our march to here. The world is slowly being darkened. What chance do we have of surviving this? It's like, and then he's like spreading his arms, just like, look around you, look what we have. An orc army, a few elves, some humans, some dragonkin. Against what? Numberless hordes of undead?
People have done more with less.
And it's like, I wish I could believe you, but I don't.
Well, maybe I'll just have to prove you wrong.
It's like, yes, we shall see. So it's like, and then Troy cuts in, it's like, if we're going to get to the matter at hand... So the orc chief backs off, you all take your positions again. It's like, well, now that that's cleared up, I have some bad news. So I've sent some scouts out a few days ago, scanning all the 4 access points to this area. None of them have returned. It's like, which leads me to assume the worst, that something is marching upon this town. So what, dead quiet, nobody... So everyone is super grave. Yeah, it's pretty much that puts silence into the whole room. Man, you guys are dead today, really.
Well, I'm not even in the room, so...
Yeah.
I'm
You're not
just
in the
keeping out.
room. Deadly, you're not doing any sort of input. You're also very silent.
Just thinking.
Yep. It's like, I know that's bad news considering we thought this place was safe, but I mean, we have to think realistically. It was only a matter of time before they sent more armies this way. And now that they know that we're mostly here, they're going to keep, they will keep coming.
Then we have to prepare.
Okay. And so Limus is like, but what preparations can we make? We can only prepare so much. If what I've seen so far of these undead is true, and will be a constant of this war, eventually they will grind us down.
If what I've seen is true, they are nothing without their leaders.
Okay. And he like spits at that. It's like, you think they're gonna die to the same trick every single time? We thought so too.
But we have one trick for now.
It's like, we don't even know if that one trick will keep working. It's like, what happens? And so he's like pointing at you, like, what happens when you kill the leader and the horde doesn't disperse? It keeps moving. What do you do then, huh?
And we kill the horde.
It's like, yes, you kill the horde, but how many of them will they track down?
How many of them?
And then he's shaking his head. It's like, you
I
adventurers,
didn't understand
you
the
think it's
phrasing.
so easy to simply finish the adventure. But it's like, what stake do you have in this? If worse comes to worse, you can simply cut and run. And then Troik's getting pissed at that. It's like, Limus, enough! This is not helping. And so he stops, but you can tell that he has plenty more to say. It's like, you don't know them as well as we do. These adventurers are different. They're not about to just cut and run. And so he walks up to you. It's like, we're going to be relying on you more than ever now. Because like you said, we need to stand together. Or else none of us will live through this.
I will probably be relying on the rest of you a lot more often as well.
So Paige just kind of like wanders into the center. It's like, if you people are done squabbling, I might have something that can help. Okay, so...
Go ahead.
Okay, so... And she just starts, like she has with her notes, like she always does. So she leafs through her notes. It's like, well, if we can head into the Heart of Fury to the south, there's some... and she's trying to find the right word that doesn't sound insulting in any way. Let's just say there's some unique people that way that might be able to aid us, if they're still alive anyway.
Excellent.
So Troik's question is, so what are you suggesting? And it's like, what I suggest now will probably be the hardest blow you'll ever have, which is, so he's suggesting that we abandon the town, that we move further south into more inhospitable lands. And so Troik is like, no, out of the question. We are not going to just keep running. And Pei's like, they're getting like face to face. One is determined, the other one's determined. And it's like, but if we don't leave, we will all die here. I can almost guarantee that.
Where do you suggest we make a stand, then?
And she's like, she shrugs and it's like, I don't know. That's just a suggestion. Because the only reason I'd say the south is because it's a molten hellscape there. No one dead would live there that long. They had turned to fire and cinder before then. But she shrugs like, but that's just an assumption. That's assuming that the enemy hasn't already adapted.
They adapted to the swamps. It seems they can work anywhere.
And so it's like, so besides that, I have nothing for you. I have no suggestions.
Well,
So, and Limus is like, well, any other bright ideas?
Well, we may have found a possible ally.
It's like, what ally? The people of the far south ally only with themselves. They're rarely seen around these parts. What makes you think they'll join us, even in the face of destruction? It's like, and secondly, what if they're not facing destruction? What if they're safe? Would they ally with someone, risk themselves for others, when they aren't even at risk?
If you never risk yourself for anyone else, there'll be no one left to stand for you when you're at risk.
It's like, you think that's going to sway them? You think they're reasonable enough to be swayed by such petty words?
You're the only one acting unreasonable here.
That's like, I'm being realistic. Those people, I've fought those people before. They're not exactly going to just roll over and help us.
You fought the elves? Wait, who am I talking to again?
You're talking to Limus.
Yeah, because you fought the orcs before.
It's like, no, my leader ordered us to fight the orcs before. It was not our job. It was not ourselves that wanted to. We were just being told what to do. And so he holds up his knife and it's like, never again. So, and then he just starts marching out. It's like, so if you're going to make me commit my people, myself, to this, you better come up with a better argument than suppositions.
Youth.
Okay. I'm older than you. So he's walking out the door and says, I'm older than you.
So you think.
So yeah, so he walks out. We don't even know how ancient you are. For all you know, he's telling the truth.
For all I know, the dragon was telling the truth.
So it's so Troik just shakes his head. It's like, well, maybe that tradition wasn't so bad to deal with. I think it's more hospitable than what we have to deal with now. Then the troll chief was like, aye. Their new leadership isn't exactly the most understanding.
Old habits die hard.
It's like, yes, they do. No, it's like, so we pretty much accomplished nothing. Troik has no idea what to do. Pei has no idea what to do. The orc chieftain has no idea what to do. So all eyes turn to you. It's like, do you have an idea? Is there anything else we've missed?
The obvious thing to do is to gather allies.
Okay. It's like, what allies? It doesn't seem like there's anyone left. That's Troik talking. So you're going to risk yourselves going out into inhospitable lands looking for allies that may not even be there.
We have freed slaves before. It seems
It's
like
like,
no
but we
one
have
in his
almost
army.
no intel. Every scouting party is like he's spreading his arms wide. It's like every scouting party I've sent out there has not returned.
Well, we're going to have to send something more powerful then.
It's like I can't risk losing you guys out there on a fool's errand.
What else are we to do?
It's like,
Question,
well,
can
I'm
Saints
all
walk in?
ears.
Because I'm still here. Can Saints walk in?
Do 100.
Just out of the blue. Friendly,
Yeah. So you were outside listening in, literally. Like you thought you weren't going to follow him, but then you had a change of heart. It's like, maybe this is important. So how much did you overhear? It's D100.
all of it.
You overheard
apparently.
all of it. You were there for most of it. You heard Limus go his tirade of, he's not going to commit his people to a fool's errand. Not without solid intel. So, Sains, what is your suggestion?
Well, I've traveled a lot of lands.
And?
Just by
That's
traveling,
what Troy says,
so-
and?
I wouldn't mind going on a fool's errand. If it would help the village.
So it's like, and so Troy just sighs. It's like, well, it is your profession after all. I mean, the most I'll be able to send is you and Oso. I won't send anyone else. I will not risk more
well,
people.
I will not ask more
You have
people.
the best
either.
shot at it. Okay, what were we gonna ask?
I wasn't going to ask more either.
Okay.
The
It's
only
like,
thing
good,
I,
then we're in agreement.
the only
So,
thing I
bring
do
back
ask
whatever
is that I
intel you
speak
can.
to Bay before I leave.
Say what?
The only thing that I do ask is that I speak with Bay before I leave.
It's like, so what? So Pay's right there. It's like, yes.
Could you possibly help me with what I am? Because I don't have a freaking clue.
And she she says, no, I can't.
You're the only person that probably
It's like,
should.
it doesn't matter if
should
I
have
could
known.
help or somebody else can help. So she's pointing at the mark on your chest. It's like, the path of the path of adulthood for a dragon is very personal. It's not for someone else to know. It is something you must discover. We can't tell you how to be who you are.
I'm not especially asking that. I mean more like, what type of dragon
It's like,
am I?
nor can we teach you our history if you weren't already taught by someone. It's like, so she's going off of a bit of tradition. It's like, it is untraditional to have someone outside of your own bloodline to tell you how to live and tell you your history.
Well, I don't have a bloodline.
And so it's like she smells in. It's like, and from the smell of it, you know enough about your past to not need to know more. It's
Well,
like, and then she just asked the question. It's like, so why are you still Why are you still seeking? Why are you still looking into a past that's already mostly unlocked?
for the most of it, I only see a reason to destroy the black dragons. And I don't.
It's like, that is the past you have. If you're hoping there's something else there, I'm sad to disappoint you. There is not.
I was hoping maybe I would find something in there that would
And so she
convince
kind
me
of
to
gives
do
like a
not.
bitter smile. It's like, we're all hoping to find something in our past, but you won't find anything there. Nothing worth saving
Well.
anyway.
At least that's gone then. Well,
And so she puts a hand on your shoulder. It's like, you have to decide what is more important. Knowing who you are or moving forward. I suggest you choose the latter.
probably have to if I don't have anything to discover anymore in my past. That's of importance.
It's like, and she just kind of like, is it that you have nothing more to discover, or is it that you simply don't accept that that was everything? That this can't be your past?
Well, that's all there is to discover then. If you can't even help me.
Okay. And she kind of, she kind of laughs. It's like, I didn't say I couldn't help you. I said I couldn't help you with your past. I couldn't help you discover who you are, or learning more about yourself. That is a personal thing.
Yeah, I know that, but I was more like asking, could you teach me about dragons, because I don't know anything about them.
That's a very that's a very different question.
Well, I phrased it wrong then.
Yep. It's like, oh, and then she just does a wave, and it's like, oh, you'll get used to that. It's very specific.
Well.
So asking about your draconic origin. So, and she's looking you over. You know, she's doing the exact same thing Kroov did, which is, you know, she's going around. Annabelle, are you going to block her way?
I mean, if she like looks like she's about to walk where I'm about to be, I move.
Okay, so like she's going in like circles around you.
The only thing that's not on of armor is my helmet.
Yeah. So she's looking like she's just looking you over. Like, it's like you have the cast of a blue dragon, silent, focused, lethal. Yet something different, corrupted.
Oh, that might have to do with how I was born.
Like, yes, I heard of I did some more research into that experiment. So, and she's like, not much documents were left. I mean, the black dragons usually burn their documents. Whatever ones I had were very rare, very old.
Well, the only thing I mostly remember myself about it is that I was in the egg. They stabbed some sort of knife into the egg. I came out of the egg as a dragon, I suppose. I was bigger as all of them.
It's like, yes, it's a runic infusion. The dagger was encrusted with dark runes, covered in the blood of black dragons. So when it stabbed into you, it mingled with your blue ancestry. So now you are, in essence, a hybrid of two dragon types. And so she's like, but she's noting the marks and the scars you have. It's like, yet you seem to gravitate more towards the blue than the black.
Well, I wouldn't like. If I would be able to tell, I still don't know what I was talking about at that point. So.
And she's looking right at you. It's like, that's the point. Is they didn't nurture you to know what you were. They nurtured you enough to know how to kill, to know how to fight.
Well,
they weren't there to teach you. They were there to mold you.
I suppose that was the case.
And it's like, and I am sorry that I can't do anything for you, but again, this is a personal battle. You must choose what you are.
What do you mean with that?
And she does a smile. It's like simple. And then she reaches her hands forward onto the chest mark. And it starts to burn. Like painfully. And you can see that the colors are starting to shift into different colors. So, wait, can you hold in the pain this time, or are you still going to be in pain again? Nope, this time you can hold yourself aloft.
I'm just like, huh? What? The color's changing?
It's like your magical affinity is buried beneath mountains of corruption, sealed. This might help you unleash it, but it'll be an uphill battle, and much of it will rely on your will. So, and then she shakes her head, and it's like, if you try and use it for gain, if you try and use it for personal glory or for the wrong purpose, this will destroy you.
Well, a good thing I don't have.
Because she's being like really serious. It's like draconic magic is not something to be someone's plaything.
Well, might have screwed up then.
Well, you might be screwed then.
Might have screwed up then.
Yeah. It's like you haven't so far, because if you had, this rune would have already turned your chest into a hollowed cavity.
Well, I only got this rune today, and yesterday I was...
It's like, so I take it
trying to
Kruv didn't
control
explain to you what it
stuff.
was?
No, he didn't.
It's like, as he smiles, it's like, Kruv. He never tells people why he does things, he just does them.
Well, gets things done.
It's like,
Well,
true, very true. Anyway, this rune, so she's going to tell you exactly what it's like. This rune will slowly purge the corruption from you, but the more you hold on to your black dragon nature, the harder this rune will dig into you. So, and she's like, in a way, this is trying to make you into a pure dragon, a blue dragon, back to what you were. But you have to want it. If you can't get it, or if you waver in any sort of way, this rune will kill you.
I'm just like, I don't even know what a blue dragon's supposed to be. I don't even know anything about dragons.
It's like, and she like taps you on the head, is like, were you paying attention to any of what I said? It doesn't matter what they're supposed to be, you have to choose what that means to you. Decide your own destiny. And so she's like you can tell that some of her draconic's coming out because her eyes are shifting color, and you see that she, like her right hand that's touching you is turning into claw. And it's like, you think I was taught? I self-taught myself about myself. I went and looked for the information. I went and found the right people. It wasn't handed to me by someone. I went and I searched in the ruins of my people. And then that, like a light bulb comes on. It's like, you know, maybe I can help you in a way. You see, like the Dracon, because remember, she's in between. So in essence, in terms of dragon, she is like the major outcast. You're not supposed to be in between. You're supposed to choose one or the other. So you can see the effects every so often of what that does to her. Okay, so
how can you help me?
So she's going to give you information. It's like, if you really want to learn about your heritage, about where your people come from, you need to head to the Bladed Spires. It's where your people originally hail from. Maybe you might find some piece of your past there. No, it's like, she rephrases it, and it's like, oh, wait. And then so she ponders a little bit, and it's like, but you need to be careful, because you may find things that you might not want to see.
Well, I've seen bad things already, so...
But are you ready to face your own past, and are you ready to put it behind and face the future?
Well, if that will make it that I won't die of insanity, then yeah.
Okay. It's like, and she kind of chuckles. It's like, oh, this is just one means of dying from insanity. There are plenty others.
Yeah, well, it at least rules that one out.
Okay. So, and everybody else was silently observing all this. You know, they're like, one is pondering. They're just all pondering, because they have no experience with. Troik has some experience with dragons, but the trolls have no experience with dragons. Neither do the orcs. At least not these ones. So there's objectives up the wazoo. I mean, Annabelle, you have objectives up the wazoo. You could travel north and go help Squirtle's people. You can go... There's another quest to go to the south to check out what's in the Heart of Fury. There's another quest to go to the southeast, the southwest, to go to the spires. There's just... You guys have objectives all over the place.
No, spires is southwest. Alright.
Yeah, and Sains, you're going to be... Let's see, you are going to go on solo runs, meaning it's just going to be you and Oso versus the world for a long time.
Well,
Because
volunteered
remember
to
what
it,
Troik
so-
said. He can't let too many people leave the town. I mean, we need
Still-
some people to stay behind.
Rick, I volunteered for it, so
Say what?
I volunteered for it.
Yeah, you volunteered for it, but it's like, but it's pretty much now. Not only do you have your mission of gathering intelligence, now you have your side quest, which is going to the Bladed Spires. Maybe that's where your first stop's going to be. Who knows?
Well, all depends on where I travel first.